Here it is. We're live. We're live. That's all right. Keep on going.
Are we live?
Yeah,
We're live. We're live. It's Wednesday. It's Facebook. It's 9 o'clock. It is Chit Chat Shop. And we are here and we're very excited because I have been laughing for the last 25 minutes as these lovely ladies have joined us. We have Allie and Sam. Everybody knows who Allie and Sam are.
Do they?
Do they? They do. They totally do.
But I feel like they might not be able to tell us apart.
Okay, so
who's
which
who?
one is Allie and which one is Sam?
Who are you? I'm Sam.
I'm Allie.
Sam,
Usually
Sam,
I come first.
Allie.
You do. You always come first.
Well done. You mixed it up.
So we came backwards this time.
Yeah. So Allie and Sam, if you follow anybody local on Facebook, or on Instagram, you likely follow them. They are kind of Insta famous. I'm kind of jealous. And they have they have beautiful photographs. I mean, you knock it out of the park for the record. Way prettier than some of our food photos. But yeah, no, Instagram following. You've got blogs. You've got a social media consulting business. I mean, you guys are like. You're kind of like us. You're like all over the place. You got all sorts of things happening, which is awesome. Yeah. Which is awesome. So, what are we making tonight?
Nachos.
My
favorite food of all time. I'm so excited.
Of all time, like every food. It all goes down to nachos.
Yeah. I eat nachos probably twice a week,
At least.
and like nacho chips, almost every day.
Oh,
I'm
multi-grain Tostitos. All-time
my
favorite thing. If she
food.
could eat one thing
The
forever.
things I am
multi-grain
learning.
Tostitos.
Multi-grain Tostitos.
Absolutely my number one food. So I'm very excited to change up the nacho routine.
The circles.
Well, you've never had nachos like these, I guarantee. Because when I make these nachos, people are like, it's like a nacho salad. It's a combination because we're into spring now, right? And so you've got all these lovely ingredients coming up and it's warming up, so people are kind of like, oh, I gotta get some of that winter weight off me, and so they're kind of into like spring and summer and all the healthy-ish kind of stuff. So we're gonna like combine the two, so delicious nachos with some bright, fresh spring summer flavors, and hopefully they'll become your like new favorite nacho.
I can
and if they don't, you can totally lie. Okay, just you can lie.
We actually wouldn't.
Patty's nachos were the best.
telling
That's
the
all you
truth.
have to say. That's all you have to say.
I can already tell they're going to be the best.
They're gonna be. There's a lot of ingredients here. A lot of ingredients.
So
It's going to be
many.
amazing.
So many. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get nachos going in the oven, and then we're gonna start chatting, and we're gonna make some guacamole.
Perfect.
Oh, yay.
So we're gonna bring them out. We're gonna
My
top them with
favorite.
all these lovely, delicious things that we have in bowls.
Yes.
It's like a cooking show here, isn't it? Like just like on,
Isn't it?
Just like on the Food Network.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More personality, though. Way more personality.
Even better though. Right?
Way better.
Way better. Way better.
Way better. Okay, so
Okay.
I have a regular. I'm trying to use things that people use at home. So this is like a regular baking sheet.
Okay.
And so one of my pet peeves with nachos, and I have a few pet peeves with nachos, is that when you get nachos at a restaurant, you get this like mound of stuff, and like the stuff is here, and everything. And like 80% of the nachos are just nachos. Does that not, like,
Yep.
for lack of a better word,
Yes.
piss you off?
And then you've used up all the dip, and
All
then
the
you
dip,
have nothing
there's no
but dry
cheese. There's
chips.
there's no nothing.
There's
it's
nothing
just
left.
all the love was on the top, and there was nothing in the middle. So I am a one sheet pan kind of nacho lady.
Okay.
So I am like one layer. Every nacho chip gets the same love. That's what it's about.
That's
okay?
amazing.
So I have a preference here. So I like blue corn chips mixed with a multigrain seed chip. So these are Neil Brothers. I don't know if you've had Neil Brothers.
I don't know either.
They're not Tostitos.
They're probably
Which there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not
They're probably
Tostitos.
way better than Tostitos and way more nutritious.
Yeah, so you're gonna get like a nut. Yes, hands up.
I should say Keith is here.
Keith.
Hi, Keith.
And
Hi, Keith.
Leslie Kwiatkowski.
That is my lovely mother.
Oh, hello, Mom.
Mom.
Yes, and Keith is our guru of all things accounting, financial, friendship.
Hello.
Keeps
Hi,
Patty
Keith.
in her lane kind of guy.
The dream
Dream Crusher Keith. No, that's my title. But anyway, so yeah. Thank you, Keith. I know, I'm so bad. Anyway, so we are going to lay these all out. So I think this is a skill you could do. Like,
This is
I think you can master this.
I can do this.
So try to like mix it up so that
Okay,
you've
so
got
I
some
can do it?
color. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And like no more than like kind of that, because you want every little nacho to have all its cheese love,
spread out.
right?
Okay.
That's a good tip because I don't like having those dry nachos at the bottom. I really don't.
Right, and you go and you're sharing with someone, you're having great conversations and maybe a drink, and then all of a sudden
You're out.
you're all out, and you've got to ask for extra sour cream, which you
You
get
do!
really mad about because you're like,
Yes.
why didn't they send enough sour cream?
Yes, and then I feel uncomfortable because
you don't want to be fussy.
I'm like,
You don't want to be
seem high
fussy, you don't want to seem demanding or high maintenance, right? So you just kind of eat away at the dry chips on the plate.
Yeah,
It's
so
very
unsatisfied.
I agree with you.
And then you have to leave a few Because you can't eat all of
You
them.
can't eat all of them.
But you could if there was like stuff on them.
If they were delicious.
Yeah,
You
so
would
you're
eat
pretty
them
good.
all.
We don't need to put all
Oh,
of
we
them in the
don't?
bowl.
Okay.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
we can't
Don't
fit
like.
those.
No, no.
Well,
We need
here,
to.
We'll fill up the gaps.
But we need to you need the color arrangement, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Very artistic. I like it.
We
Okay.
have to fill up the gaps there. Okay.
I think we're good. Okay. So who wants to chop? Who's the
I
chopper?
would
on
love
this?
to chop.
Okay. So we're gonna
Like I
move
would
these
put a
over.
finger.
And you're going to chop up some roasted red peppers.
Okay, right here?
Actually, you can do it on this
I'll
board
do
because
it
you're a little
here,
closer.
yeah.
Okay, so these are just roasted red peppers, which are super soft and yummy. And all you're going to do is you're going to
Okay.
just sort of put them into little... You can go slower. You don't have to go that
Yeah,
fast.
and like,
Okay.
please don't lose it.
No, okay, so you can go like this.
I might be a professional
But-
chopper.
So,
You're not.
So when you hold a knife, this is our little guideline we give to people. So you pinch the blade
Okay.
and then you wrap your fingers around. So that
Okay.
gives you a lot more stability when you do it that way.
Okay.
If you're back here and you're like, your blade kind of goes a little wonky. So
Okay.
don't mind, my hands touch that. I hope it's okay.
Oh, that's totally.
All right, so when you're done that, we're just going to spread those out a little bit on top of the chips.
Okay.
And I bet this is no chopping involved, so you can do cheese, right?
Yes,
So
I
we've
can.
got a little bit of matzo, and we have some yummy cheddar.
Perfect.
So
Should I spread that now or
spread,
after
no,
the red?
spread it around. Spread it around. We can mess it all around. Yes, question?
You have to use
Questions?
thinly sliced potatoes instead of chips, like Irish nachos. I heard Derek Anderson said that.
What?
Derek from Woodstock, New Brunswick. Yes, I have used potatoes, but they have to be like kettle chips. They have to be fried first, right?
Oh, okay.
that
What happens
sounds
if
good.
they're not fried first? Will they just
They
be
get
soggy?
mushy and soggy. They're
Okay.
kind of like potatoes with cheese on top. Yeah.
Like
It's
potato
instead of
skins?
blood, either just so don't cut yourself.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's a paramedic.
and-
He's totally lying.
Tony Levine,
That's my mama.
thanks. They're precious. We're so proud of them.
Oh, they are. They're
Mama.
precious.
Thanks, Tony.
I've only known them for half an hour, but they're very
They're
precious.
precious.
Wait, do I put these on?
Yeah, put them on.
Okay.
Mix it up. That's the thing about nachos. There's no rule, right? You just, all the flavors are on there.
Okay.
So I would say you need about twice as much cheese as you've got on there now.
Yeah,
You
why
need
not try all the
cheese. No dry nachos.
She does that at home, and I'm always like, you didn't use the whole package.
I bought this big block, and you've only got this little
What
block.
you're supposed to do with nachos, right?
Awesome. Cool.
Okay.
And really limited. So
Okay.
we're gonna do the peppers and the cheese. And now this is a little change up. So we're gonna have caramelized onions in the guacamole because I'm not a raw onion kind of person.
Me neither.
But we also have these pickled onions, which we do here, which we put on many things at Kitchen Door because if you get one of our salads and you open it up, and we've made it one day and you get it the next day, and it's got raw onions on it, it's like overwhelms your whole body. And senses and everything. So, do you need a little cloth? Here. No, here. We'll hook you up. Hook you up. Hook you up.
How's this?
That looks very lovely. I think
better?
you did an excellent job.
Okay.
Excellent job. So what we decided to do to take some of the bitterness and the bite out of that onion and that rawness is we pickle them up. So there's sugar and a little vinegar in them, and so they're going to add a nice little different element to your nachos.
Yum.
So
They look amazing.
we don't need very many. Yep, they're beautifully pink. These are red onions that are pickled.
On brand.
They look so
On
good.
brand, yes, on brand. So just chop those up again,
Okay,
and then
just
just
the same.
again spread those out, and you're good to go.
I'm supposed to hold it here.
And that's Oh, look at you. Nice
Holy,
skills.
do that again.
Spread it down. Mad skills.
It's
mad
from
skills.
my mom.
Just don't cut your fingers off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, goodness.
All right, so that's it. You're gonna just spread those. There's a lot. There's not many onions, so you don't want them
Not
to like in clumps. But like, so
Okay.
you spread them all around,
okay.
and then we're gonna pop that in the oven and make some guacamole.
Wow.
Super
So you
awesome.
put this stuff on first, and the rest comes.
The rest comes later.
That's my mistake then.
Because if you
You
put
put it
too
on
much
the-
stuff on,
Yeah.
and so think about this: the peppers are wet, the onions are a little wet, and what's going to happen when they hit the heat? They're going to evaporate some of that liquid, and so they're not going to. The nachos aren't going to become mush.
Okay.
Whereas if you load them all up with stuff,
Oh.
especially raw stuff like peppers, raw onions, things that are cooked, all that liquid seeps out into the nachos, and then you get soggy nachos.
That's what
my
happens.
mistake.
That is what happens.
You're good. You're good. You've learned.
I've already learned.
Tips. All right, so that is awesome. We're going to do
Okay.
that. We're going to fire that in, and then we're going to talk a little bit about all the wonderful things you guys do.
So we have Tony said chop like your mama, Allie.
Oh.
Elizabeth
Thanks, Mom.
Raquel Hormazevel. She says guacamole.
Guacamole.
And you better cook these for me when I visit Leslie Kowalkowski's.
Yes, Mama, we will.
Awesome. So have you made guacamole?
A few times. I love guac, but I usually don't I put it in the food processor or like our little food
Okay.
processor
Yeah.
with like lemon juice, and that's my guac. So it
So
needs
avocado and lemon juice?
yeah,
Okay.
and salt.
So you need to kind of like branch out in the guacamole
I
world.
really do.
Okay.
I like
okay.
to invent things, but clearly they don't work. So I need I need
She's
a real
not the best
recipe.
inventor. She tries very hard though.
Okay.
It's very
Good.
So
Good
this
to
is
know.
I've never
Good to
learned
know.
a real guacamole recipe.
Okay.
So this is needed.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start chopping. I'll walk you through what I'm going to do, and you can help me a little bit. But I really want to hear more about what you guys do and like what your story is, and it's so exciting. Yeah, I love hearing about how people met and how they got, creative and and all those cool things. So,
Yeah.
what is it that you do? You are.
Social media influencers.
That's right. And do you like that term, or do you not like that term, or would you wish there was another
I
term?
kind of wish there was another term.
I know. I
Yeah.
struggle with the term. I get you.
So
And if
I
there was
feel
another
like
term, did you come up with another term?
I like the term content creator a lot
like
better
that.
than
I like
it
that.
is than
Yeah.
influencer. I
yeah,
don't know about you.
I haven't thought about it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
but
She's
that
thinking
makes
about
sense.
guacamole.
Well, then
It's
I
all
think-
okay.
Exactly.
I am exactly. But yeah, I guess that's what we do. We kind of share our story online. So on Instagram and on Sam's blog and on YouTube, and we kind of started it as a way to keep memories for ourselves.
That's awesome.
And then we realized that we could really reach a young LGBT audience who are either coming out or unsure or questioning or who are already out, and kind of be that listening ear for them and
Yeah.
offer advice or just be kind of like role models.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of what we do. That's our goal, is to help young people break
awesome.
stereotypes and be confident with who they are.
Awesome. So what is your story? How did you meet? Like, what's the big love story? There has to be a big element here that we need to hear about.
So
Okay.
And where's
actually-
your background? Where'd you come from? All those important things.
Yeah,
Come on,
okay.
spill the beans.
I'm originally from PEI.
Yes.
And you?
I'm from Ontario.
Okay.
Both really small towns.
Very. And we both came to Halifax to go to Dow.
Yeah.
Really?
we-
Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's the connection. Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't meet
We
at
didn't
Dow.
meet at Dow, although I feel like for the first year or two, we told people we just met at school.
Yeah.
And now everyone knows, I think, that we met on Tinder.
Yeah. We
I've never
actually
been on
met.
Tinder.
Yeah.
But I've
Yeah.
heard things about
Don't
it.
start.
But like,
Don't
we
do
were-
No, I
it.
know.
It's not
Ted
going
might
down.
not be. My husband might be like,
He
no,
might
don't
not
be going on
be.
that. Okay. Well,
So
okay.
how else do you
Tinder.
meet? I didn't know how to meet girls.
Well,
Because
yeah.
I'd only really dated
Look,
boys.
most people don't know how to meet
Like,
anybody.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're a girl or you're a boy. It makes
Very
no
true,
difference.
Very true. Yeah, so I sneakily switched my Tinder to girls. I think, did you as well? Or do you?
Mine wasn't
openly?
sneakily.
Oh,
it
was
was very open.
It was on purpose. She had a
I did
mission.
it. I did it.
And then, yeah, so that's how we met, like initially connected, and then we went on our first date to a real Nocturne, the art festival in Halifax.
Yes,
We
we've catered many things for Nocturne.
Oh,
yeah.
Nocturne.
And we ended up
little bit of
walking
both.
around the city for probably 7 or 8 hours.
At least.
And
Probably till
Really?
2 a.m.
Till 2 a.m. And so we met at 6:30, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe you stop by one of the places that we catered.
We
Oh,
probably
that'd
did.
be cool. Oh my
god!
I know, we'll have to
probably
connect and see
did.
if that happens.
That's so funny. And I actually had just got new shoes that day at Value Village.
Oh, did you
Listen
have
to
blisters
this.
everywhere?
So within
And you just kept walking, right?
No,
No,
within 2
she
minutes,
didn't.
I took my shoes off and I walked
Okay.
barefoot for the whole
And
7
so I
hours.
kept being like, you are going to catch a disease. You're walking around barefoot on these city streets. What are you doing?
And I
for
knew
hours.
if she accepted me for that.
Yeah, that was it.
You were good.
She was a keeper, so.
And that was it? And how long ago was that?
3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the other big part of our love story is that shortly after we met, I decided I was going to go to Australia and be an au pair. So like an
I did that.
Did you?
Well, not in Australia. I did it in New York.
Oh, that's
In
still
New
amazing.
York?
That's
Yes.
amazing. So cool.
Au pair is not all that it's cracked up to be.
No.
Although we were lucky.
Yeah.
We had
Okay.
great
I had
family.
one
Okay,
really
okay.
bad experience, one amazing experience.
Okay,
I had
okay.
to leave a family in Australia, which is a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
I didn't actually invite Allie to even come with me. I was just like, I'm going to Australia for a while.
And how long have you been together at that point?
A couple months.
2 months, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
2 months.
It was very
Good for you.
brief.
It was-
And then
You knew what you wanted. You're right in
Yeah.
there.
And then Allie was like, I'll go with you. And you followed
Yeah,
me
I
to
followed
the other
you.
side of the world.
I feel like everyone in my life thought I was a little crazy at that point.
You-
Because I couldn't even commit to like going for a run with somebody at a certain time. I was like, maybe 9, maybe not at all.
Yeah.
So,
Now you're going to Australia.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
had planned all of these times to travel internationally and would get like your visa and everything and then back out.
Very
so everyone
yeah.
was like, you're not going to actually do it.
And then here
You
we are.
did it.
I did it.
And how long were you over there?
I was there for 8 months. Allie went for 6.
6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
kinda
was good
like-
because we learned how to travel together.
Yeah.
We learned that we could spend that much
Time together, and you didn't want to kill each other. And
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
important.
There were times, but like we didn't. So that's okay, right?
Go on.
Yes, I moved in with my husband after 4 weeks.
Whoa.
And we were engaged within 6 months. What? Oh yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, no, when you know, you know. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
Now we have 2 kids and we're happily married, right,
Aw.
Ted? Oh yeah, he's gonna have a comment for that, I'm sure.
That's so sweet.
I'm sure. So anyway, I took some avocados, I mashed them up. A couple of them had a little bit of brown spots because they were a little bit overripe. But
So what do you do with? I never am sure what to do with that. Like when there's brown spots.
I just take them out. Like,
Yeah.
all it's gonna do is make your guacamole brown and not taste as fresh as it would be.
Okay.
But I usually just scoop out those little bits.
Okay.
I need to make sure I'm not
Oh,
burning
yeah.
your nachos. Oh, we're getting there.
Ooh.
So guacamole lime. Now you could either do mayo, or you could add a little bit of sour cream. But I think there is a secret to adding some kind of fat component, whether it's the
Okay.
mayonnaise, and the smoothness and the creaminess kind of really helps with it. So I've got a little
That's
sour
good to
cream
know.
here.
So how
Yes.
much? Just like a
Anthony
little
on
Cup
Queer
tea.
Eye used Greek yogurt.
Did he?
I saw
we saw
that.
that.
Yes.
I love Queer
He
Eye.
was- he-
Oh, I know.
he
I
loved
cry
Greek
now.
yogurt.
I cry.
I bawled the first
The guy
episode,
with
I
the
bawled.
beard,
The guy was
and he got back with his wife.
They're married again.
Oh, I know. I know.
like
It's so
jumping in and I
exciting.
was going,
Everybody's like, who are these crazy people?
It's such a
Chit,
good
chat,
show.
talk.
It's
Anyway.
such a
It's
good
such
show.
a good
It's,
show.
and it's to talk about what you guys are kind of about. It's kind of the same thing. You really want to break down version that everyone's just
Exactly.
great people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's way better than the original. Because I lived in the original, which was like early 2000s.
Wait,
Late.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Yes.
I used to watch that with my mom.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, it's this new. It's so good. It's so good. It's not
so
that the
good.
first one was bad. It was just this is better.
It's so
It's better,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got guacamole, salt and pepper, and then we're
Okay.
gonna add a little bit. I've already cooked up these onions because I'm not a raw onion person.
So they're just like caramelized.
These are just literally oil, salt and pepper,
Okay.
red onions,
Okay.
caramelized. And again, that's gonna help with a little bit of sweetness in your guacamole.
Do you do it in oil or butter?
I use a little bit of canola oil, but you could use butter if you wanted to.
Okay.
I don't usually use like olive oils and things to heat because I use those as finishing oils. Like if you use olive oil, once it gets to a certain temperature, it breaks down and it kind of goes a little bit rancid tasting, like a little bitter tasting.
Okay.
So I use like clean oils, like vegetable or canola, or really like a grapeseed or like avocado oil is beautiful. If you can.
Okay.
It's a little bit more expensive, but it's way better.
Okay.
And it has one of the highest smoking points, so it's awesome.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Little tip. Go ahead.
So M. McIntyre says, hello, Allie and Sam. You
Eileen.
rock.
Hi, Eileen.
Candy Gallant says, love you guys.
Aw, you're
Ted Tupper says,
This
I
is
didn't,
my
really have,
husband.
I didn't really have a choice in that.
Oh yeah. See, I told you never comment
And
for that.
Elizabeth says, can I have a love like yours, please?
Oh.
So sweet.
Oh.
So, okay, here's the question. You're 3.5 years in,
Yeah.
which is often like kind of the end, not the end, but like where you have lulls.
That's it.
No.
That's it.
You have lulls in the honeymoon phase. That's all I'm saying, right? Everybody, you're married.
Yeah.
Ish.
No, there's never lulls. Everything's great. Everything's
Ginger,
always great.
Ginger, come to my defense. Like you get to certain points where you're like, right? So how do you manage that? Because you seem like very like, come to my rescue.
That's a
you
good
seem,
question.
You seem very like connected, and you magically still in love, like the way that you are when you're like
I
on your
know.
first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think
My-
that we love spending time together. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
we
we've been
genuinely
a
do.
perfect match, and I'm kind of obsessed with her. I feel like I would spend every minute of the day with her if I could. It's kind of weird.
You guys are awesome.
It's true. Yeah, I feel the same. And like, I think we take time for ourselves too. Like,
Yeah.
I take time every day to walk Lily, our dog, and to run. Well, I walk. I don't run. I try to run. But
Okay.
And I
Or,
have like
like-
my bath time. Like I take
Yeah.
a bath and I like unwind and I relax alone.
Yeah.
But then we also make like time for dates and make sure
Yeah.
that we're going on dates all the time and like, spending time
frequently,
together.
even
like,
if it's just watching a movie
Yeah.
together without like, phones.
yeah, like
Yeah.
disconnecting from social media and just spending time together.
Yeah,
Like, that's
You
very
couldn't watch
different.
anything on your phone because it's broken.
because it's broken. It's very broken.
Yeah, it's
Right.
I actually cut
Right?
my finger earlier because of the screen.
I
was
noticed
broken.
that when I picked it up. I was like,
You need a new one.
what happened?
It's dangerous. But yeah, I think making like a conscious effort to spend time together,
Yeah.
not just mindlessly spending time together.
Yeah.
Or considering our time together, like time on our phones or on our computers, because it's
Yeah.
not
or
We're not really
because we
connecting.
do like work together, like we have the same work. It's hard to sometimes forget not
That
to
you
talk
haven't-
about work. Like we
Yeah.
also would
It
just
is
want to
hard.
plan work all the time, but we're like, okay, we should also talk about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we make that effort to
That's awesome.
really connect.
Cool. So tell me about what you do social services wise. Like, obviously, you offer advice to other business owners or other people that are in that. What?
You forgot the contest.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah.
Okay, well we can do
we
it now.
still do it?
We can still do it now. It's still awesome.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get mopey.
No, I'm not. I'm just. No.
Because he gets all
Okay.
stressed
I was
over
like,
there.
oh, we forgot.
It's
See,
okay.
stressed out Adam over here. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, should I just say?
Yeah, you just
Okay. A question.
Well, question or do you want to just? What do you want to
Just
say?
make a comment. Something.
Come and say thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you want to be in the draw.
To enter.
Random draw.
Okay, so we're gonna give away a 30-minute, like social media assessment. So it's kind of like a consult and an assessment of if you're a small business, that would be ideal, or somebody who wants to work as an influencer.
Yeah, we also do influencer.
Content creator.
Yeah, content creator.
We're changing the language.
Put a thumbs up below, and we will give away a 30-minute consult, which will probably go to an hour because we love to chat. So
Or two.
And we'll-
probably an hour
Maybe.
And
consult.
we'll do it like because it's we'll like it'll take 24 hours from after
Yeah,
the show.
okay.
We'll
Yeah.
do-
So
one of the-
tomorrow night,
Perfect.
we'll
So
choose
in the next
whoever
24 hours, give
thumbs
us
up.
a thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Skype
So we can do in-person consults or we can do Skype.
Yeah.
They may also know someone that needs it.
Right. So you
Yes.
can give it away to somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can.
awesome. Put me.
So,
I'm
like, if
thumbsing
you know
up. Thumbs me
small
up,
business
baby.
starting up would be
Hey.
ideal.
Yeah.
No, but I'll give away to somebody. I didn't mean, look, oh, don't get all crazy. Jeez, Adam,
My wife's
jeez.
here. She missed my look.
Yeah. Okay, so we have,
Okay.
our nachos are out. Our cheese is melted.
Amazing. It
All right.
smells so good.
Well, this is just the beginning. Okay,
It
so
smells so good. Okay.
now we have all these cool things we can put on top. So we have some cabbage. Just gonna give you some nice crunch, and again, springy. We're gonna do that. We're gonna move some of this stuff out of the way. So we're gonna take. I roasted some corn earlier. Now this is not local corn because obviously we are May in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
But we had corn on the cob that wasn't frozen. So all I did with this is I soaked it in a little bit of water, and then I grilled it. So this is a perfect barbecue thing for the summer. You can soak it in water for an hour, up to 24 hours, in the husks, and then you just grill it on a medium grill. And then you can put like flavored butters, like herb butters, anything like that. So I'm just gonna pull these little burnt husks off. So we've got roasted corn, we've got black beans we're gonna put on.
Oh, yummy.
We're gonna put some, funny thing, radish. I'm off
Radish.
screen, I know, because I'm over the green bin. We're gonna put some radish. So again, you're cobbing out, you want a nice flat bit, and then you're just gonna run your knife down,
Okay.
just down the corn. So, nice and soft, a little smoky. It's even more perfect if you have like a green egg or some sort of smoker, but barbecue will suffice. And if
Okay.
you don't have a barbecue, you can do it in the oven too.
Okay.
There's no reason you can't do it in the
So
oven.
how do you do? Do you have to like
Same.
coat it in tuna? No,
Same
you just put it in
thing.
the oven. Oh.
Wet, you just put it in the oven in its husks and you roast it.
Amazing.
That's all you take.
That
And when you
sounds
take it
so
out, if you're gonna eat it like, like this,
Yeah.
or on the cob, just put some sort of flavored butter on it, or just butter and salt and pepper is fine too.
Okay.
So we're just gonna put some corn
Okay.
on top. And then I like the contrast of the pickled onions. Oh look, I put the whole plate cob. You would have had taken a tooth out. And a little bit of green onion, which is a little fresh. So this is when you can load your ingredients on because these aren't gonna add wetness.
Okay.
They're gonna add freshness,
okay.
right?
Okay.
Because they're not, So we've got the green onions, and then we're gonna do a little bit of radish. Look at my board, it's a giant mess. Sorry, I'm gonna cut a little flat bit on the bottom so it doesn't roll around.
Oh.
And then I'm just gonna do a few little slices.
Okay.
All right, anything else you wanna tell us about all your loveliness? Because you're pretty lovely. Like personality-wise, they're just very,
And they did say
they're very fun.
We had a great talk on the way here, and you said one of your newest passions is actually speaking to young kids.
Yes. It
Okay.
definitely is.
Yeah.
I guess like growing up, that's what I always wanted to do was. At first, I wanted to be a motivational speaker.
Okay.
And then I wanted to be a life coach, and that was my goal. Like I really wanted to help people realize that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then when I met Sam, I know the first thing she said, like even before we met in person, was like, I was like, "Tell me about you," and you said, "I just want to help people." And even though I don't think at that point you knew how,
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's kind of just come upon us that we realize that we can, you know, like reach young people who, when we were young, we didn't have those role models or people to look up to that didn't really fit the stereotype that we fit into.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that what I was?
Yeah, so now we've been doing public speaking at different high schools and middle schools
Yeah.
in Halifax, and we're going to be doing some across Nova Scotia this summer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're so excited.
So awesome.
And like just seeing how, I don't know, like we try to make it fun too, because I know like I didn't really like sitting through boring assemblies, like you know what I mean, in school. So we really try and make it interactive and connect with people, and even if like one person that impacts, then I feel like that's amazing to us when we hear from people who tell us their coming out story, that we inspired them to come out, and like that means I feel like I tear up every time I read that kind of message. Like it's just so amazing to know that we can connect with these people who aren't even face to face with us and feel comfortable.
Exactly.
And that you give them that support and that confidence to do it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And everyone's journeys coming out is different too, right?
Exactly, right. Everyone's so unique and everyone's experience is so different that, I mean, we can not only offer what we know, but hopefully even just a listening ear is helpful.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the time people just need a sounding board and someone to understand them and just listen. It's a big part of it. So we try and do that as much as we can.
Yeah, we always say that we'll always respond to every single message we get, no matter how many there are, even if it takes us a couple weeks, because it's a lot of messages.
Sometimes it does.
But we will always respond to people. So I think that's our biggest goal. Like we'll always keep that up.
I'll remember
Yeah.
that. When you're at 1 million followers, I'll remember that.
Well, all right.
Adam's gonna hold you
That'll
to
be
it.
our full time
Hold
job.
you to it.
Just wanting to go.
That's
Everyone will have to hire people too.
All right, so we have our corn. I just added some radish and some
Okay.
black beans, okay? So this is my little secret nacho thing, feta cheese.
Really?
Amazing.
Because you
I
get the
love
little
feta.
bit of saltiness, which is going to be a little bit fresh and a little bit of bite in contrast to your melty cheeses, which are rich and kind of, you know, a little bit, I'm not going to say fattier, but they are slightly fattier, but they're like gooey, right? And this is going to give that like briny, salty loveliness. You don't need too much, but a little bit. And then, did I had everything else? I did my green onion. There's something I missed. Oh, arugula.
Arugula.
Okay.
I love arugula.
So the pepperiness of, so again, these are kind of like nacho salad, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it look pretty?
That's
It looks
amazing.
Did
beautiful.
you do peppers
Pretty
already?
pretty. Well, I put Tabasco in because we were kind of running out of time, and I didn't want to go through like 10 minutes of chopping peppers. But yeah, that's it. So I mean, the sky's the limit. You can do so
looks
many things with
amazing.
this.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna plate them up. So I've got some sour cream,
yay.
and we've got some salsa here,
Okay.
and you can try them out and see how you like them. And then you can tell everybody they're the best nachos
think
you've
they are,
ever
yes.
had.
I'm
Right? That's the rule. All right. That's all right. You're
Okay.
allowed to cough. All right. So we'll do.
Oh, wow.
Get these off.
These look so good. It's funny because at home when we make nachos, we actually never take them off the pan.
You just eat them on the pan.
We eat
There's
the
nothing wrong with
entire
that.
pan and we bring them into the living room.
And
Yeah,
sit
like-
and watch television.
I think that's what everyone does.
Yeah, you're not alone in that.
Netflix.
Okay. So
It looks
I know.
amazing.
Okay. But it's I like the difference, right? So you almost, it doesn't feel like a cheat meal like when you have nachos, because nachos can sometimes feel decadent and like, oh, I shouldn't be eating those all the time.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could thin out the guacamole a little bit with water, and then what I've seen people do is like just sort of drizzle it over top.
okay.
But I'm more of a dipper, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a nice big gob of what.
What kind of salsa that is?
That is just
Oh.
pico de gallo. This is
Feel free to
guacamole.
take a picture.
Yeah, you can take pictures, you can do whatever. Drink
Oh,
your
yeah,
wine,
take a
have your
picture.
nachos. Right? So then we've got some pico de gallo, which is tomatoes, onions, cilantro, a little bit of peppers, right?
These look so
Jalapeno.
Amazing.
And then lastly, I have a little side of sour cream if you're a sour cream lover, which
Yeah.
I am totally a sour cream lover.
I am too.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
And
These look so good.
we're going to put a little bit of our chopped cilantro on top just for a little bit of brightness.
Ooh.
All right.
So before we get into the fun, let me go
Oh,
through these. There's
okay.
a bunch of comments that
Oh,
we've missed.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry,
Sorry.
No,
people.
no,
I've been
it's
busy.
been, no, it's been a
busy.
great conversation.
And I'm like,
so I guess Ted's been killing it with the jokes, Erica said.
That's my
Charlotte
husband.
Flewelin says, you rock Adam and Patty.
Aw.
Okay.
You
Love
You
that.
guys do.
Tony
You do.
Levine, you
Thank you.
sure can, Aaron. I'm looking forward to supper of nachos and McIntyre. Leslie Victoria Long, Ava is watching Aunties.
Oh, hi, Ava. We love you. We hope to see you soon.
Ron McDonald says feta, those look delish.
Yum.
Your mom says, oh my, that looks yummy. What kind of salsa? Robin said. And,
Oh, okay.
and Mike McIntyre says, you've always inspired many, Allie. So happy that more of the world can meet you and Sam.
Oh.
Do you want some?
And Briggs loves cilantro. Looks phenomenal. Guys, I'm on my way. Save me some. She works here. That's Robin.
Awesome. So is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the show? Like, is there
Social
anything we...
curiosity.
I know there's so many... Like, I could have them on for
yes.
like 3 hours and like...
Oh
yeah,
you have a blog.
Your blog.
I do have a
Blog,
blog.
sorry.
So my blog is called Coastal Curiosity. So it's a lifestyle and travel blog. We do a ton of traveling. We have some trips coming up. We're going to New York and to Toronto Pride. And then hopefully in the fall we're going to Whistler and to California
Wow.
for another big
My families are
California
gonna be like,
trip.
what? You
Yeah,
tell
they're
us
like,
this
what is going on? But yeah, and then we're also starting to to cover more LGBT travel because it's a huge thing
Awesome.
people are requesting.
Yeah.
super cool.
We should also say the name of our business, maybe.
Yeah.
It's called
That would be important.
It's called ANS Social. So we do like social media consulting and full management for people who just don't have time to run their own Instagram, photography, videography, all the things that you might need to help.
And we've also recently launched an influencer side because that was really highly requested. We started with just businesses and influencers really, they're looking for some help. So we do that too. Yeah.
And
Content creators. Content
Yeah,
creators.
content creators.
Changing the
Content
language.
creators.
That's
Oh,
great.
our
Right
website
here.
is there.
Adam,
All the
techie boy.
things.
He's got
Nice.
the
I love it.
All I see
He's
is
on
like
it.
the nachos right there.
All you're focused on right now is nachos. Well, you got a little. We did Instagram stories before this, and Adam
Yes.
let you know because usually I test the guests. I said, "So, do you know what happens at the end of the show?" And some of them go, "No." So the deal is, we say chit chat chop 5 times fast, but you also admitted that you didn't know, so we have to do it double time. So
Yes.
10 times fast.
Okay.
We have a little practice now.
Okay.
So that being said, we've got all sorts of things coming up for the next 6 weeks, like things on fire, like
So we should also announce that we're speaking.
we are
Social
speaking.
Media Day.
Besties,
Thanks.
Adam and Patty.
Come on.
Woo woo! Oh, look at us! Besties, woo!
Alright,
Yeah,
let's
we're
do it.
speaking at Halifax Social Media Day. We're talking about live streaming,
About the show. And
about this show, and about how it came to be. And literally, it started with that cell phone.
Oh.
That was it. No mics, no lights, no nothing. Which
should-
you
I
didn't
know,
turn the lights on! Oh my gosh! You're like the third episode.
just looked
He
at me
forgets to
again.
put the lights on.
Well, it's like twice now.
We're shiny
okay.
and bright enough. It didn't matter.
Yes.
Um,
And then we had a little surprise at the end of,
Yeah.
of the talk as well. We'll do something fun to engage.
Exactly.
you know.
That's
Engaged.
amazing.
So we're gonna do that. We're really looking forward to that, and we've got some amazing guests.
Next
Like,
week, we have a brand new band that just started in Halifax.
I
They're
know.
part of Signal Hill. Paul
Yeah.
Lamb used to be in a band called Crush, and this
Yeah.
new phenom, this new Laura.
Cool.
This band's called Jersey, and they're going
That's
to be
good.
here next week, and they're awesome.
yeah, they're gonna sing
Exciting.
some song. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and just great guests. Right up, like I think we're lined up till the end of June now.
Whoa.
End of June, maybe even into July. I
Yeah,
think.
DIY mom.
DIY
Oh,
Mom's coming
yeah.
up.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Keith
She's
MacArthur's coming
Cool.
up. Keith. Mark Ray's coming from
the Watch the
the
End
Watch
Tonight.
the End of the Night.
Oh, amazing.
Oh,
We
yeah,
love them.
yeah. So there's all sorts of awesome guests. So
Look at
we're
you.
super
Wow.
excited, and
I can't wait to watch.
I know every
Yeah.
time,
Stay
all the way to
tuned,
the end.
everyone.
all the
Always
way
change
to
a
the end.
comment because I watch.
I'll comment. We're gonna be like,
And I'll turn the lights on next week.
Yeah.
I can't because I feel
we'll
bad.
remind
Yeah,
you.
it's
if you
okay.
We
guys-
could have done it midway through. We would have been like,
No,
oh
you
no,
guys
we're
were-
good.
No, I was like, I'll let it
Got a
go.
little comment. They're saying, what about Blog Jam in
Oh yeah, that's
Moncton.
Renee. Hi, Renee.
in Moncton?
Do we want to talk?
Yes.
How much? I can't remember. I think they're. What are they paying us for social media? It's like $40,000.
$50,000 for
So
the
Blog
top.
Jam, we'll come
Blog
to
Jam.
Moncton, and we'll drive ourselves for 25 grand.
Actually,
Maybe.
blog
We
jam.
don't
Are you
know.
maybe?
We don't
We
know.
went and attended Blog Jam last year. It was super.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was
They're
good.
on here. They're awesome.
That's
There's all sorts of cool people in this realm. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's neat,
amazing.
super neat, super neat. Okay, so
Okay.
we are. Adam's gonna count us down. Tune
Okay.
in next week.
Okay.
Tune in every time. I mean, why would you miss an episode
Why?
of Chit Chat Chop?
Why?
I mean, like,
Never.
It's
Never.
amazing.
game changers. Look at him,
Lights.
stressing.
Lights. Ready? You
We're
ready?
done. Okay.
Okay.
So
We're doing 10.
10 times.
It's gonna be fast.
10 times.
Super fast. Super
Okay.
fast. Super
Who's
fast.
faster though?
3, 2, 1.
Chit Chat Chop. 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 Woo! Good job, ladies. Thank you for watching. It's awesome. We'll see you next week. Are you done?
Thank
Turn
you.
it
Thanks for
off.
having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Okay, eat your nachos. We can do the after show now.
These look
See, you
so
can go live.
good. These look
Guys are great.
amazing. I can't wait to eat.
All right, folks. Nachos. I don't know. To eat Indian food.